According to Holland, jurisprudence should only concern itself with the basic principles or concepts underlying any mature system of law. He calls jurisprudence as a formal science as it deals not with concrete details but only with the fundamental principles underlying them. For example, there are fundamental principles or conceptions regarding property, possession, contract, rights, duties, and obligations, etc., and their essential elements which are common in all well-developed legal systems. Jurisprudence harmonizes these separate ideas under a basic concept and frames out of a scheme of their purposes and evolves the methods and principles for their retention without interfering in any way with the working of specific rules in any given legal system. He therefore rightly observed formal and abstract way with those relations of mankind which are generally recognized as having legal consequences. It is not material science but rather a formal science of law. On the other hand, since the rules relating to prescription are not common in all the countries, hence there is no universal rule regarding it. Therefore, we don't include it within the scope of the study of jurisprudence, but since the prescription is so related with the ownership and possession that its rules are the same in all the countries, hence it is made the subject of the study of the jurisprudence. Thus, it studies only those relations of mankind which are generally recognized as having legal consequences. Third point, positive law. According to Holland, positive law is a general rule of external human action enforced by a sovereign political authority. In this respect, Holland agrees with Austin, who says the subject matter of jurisprudence is positive law. But Holland differentiates his conception by adding the word formal. A formal science of positive law, he says that jurisprudence concerns itself only with the positive law and has nothing to do with laws of morality, of honor, or of fashion. In other words, Holland says that jurisprudence is not a science of legal relations priori, as they might have been or should have been, but it's posteriori, that is to say of law which has been actually imposed on positive law. To Holland, jurisprudence is the grammar of law. He says that just as similarities and differences in the growth of different languages are collected and arranged by comparative philosophy, and the facts thus collected are the foundations of abstract grammar, so comparative law collects and tabulates the legal institutions of various countries, and from the results thus prepared, the abstract science of jurisprudence is enabled to set forth an orderly view of the ideas and methods which have been variously realized. In actual systems, it is, for instance, the office of comparative law to ascertain what have been at different times and places the period of prescription or the requisites of a good marriage. It is for jurisprudence to elucidate the meaning of prescription in its relation to ownership and possession, or to explain the legal aspects of marriage and its connection with the property and the family.